Welcome Aquarius, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your September full moon reading in Virgo. Virgo is going to be impacting your 8th house for those of you with Aquarius rising, the area where you share resources with others. Before we get started, I want to thank all of you who have liked and subscribed to my channel. This is the single two things, particularly subscribing, that will help me to continue to offer free readings to you, something I really enjoy and love doing. So I thank you so much for that. If you're enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing so that I can continue to do this and offer you more content. So let's get started, Aquarius, with your overall energy for the last 2 weeks of September. And we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups shows me that you have been practicing, you have instituted a new practice of manifesting from your heart. You are asking for and receiving the things that you desire most as you are building up your emotional and spiritual foundation. This card shows you considering an option, an opportunity, something you've worked for, something you've wanted. However, you're not sure if you want it now. You're considering it because it looks different from what you'd imagined. And it's entirely appropriate to reconsider something that you wanted, you thought you wanted for a long time, particularly if it's something that is coming from the past. Time changes everything, and you are rightly considering whether this is the right thing for you now, if this is the offer, if this is as much as you had hoped for. My thought and sense is that often when we manifest things that we believed would come from someone else, we are uncomfortable with the idea that this manifestation is something we created, because it may look differently than what you thought it would, but it is something, an opportunity, an offer you've manifested, and something you are seriously considering. In your 10th house, your social position, the way others see you, the Wheel of Fortune. And no matter what sign this is ascribed to, I always connect this to Aquarians. For me, the wheel is revolution. It is the energy of Uranus. I know this is often associated with Jupiter, but I don't care. I think that Aquarius are intuitively linked with the powerful information, enlightenment, the lightning hand of God that the Wheel of Fortune represents. And this card here is showing me that things that you have been working on and that have been facing difficulties, you've done this work intuitively on behalf of the community you're a part of, the organization you work for, or mankind in general, is going to be more favorably received. We'll see what that opportunity is. In the first house, we have the Three of Swords. Everyone has been getting a card of emotional challenges in the first house, and I think this time, the full moon, many planets are in retrograde. We're having an opportunity to really review what we've learned, what we've healed, and implement this new understanding, this new healing into every aspect of our life through our perspective, through our ability to understand our role in the things that we desire. Your understanding of yourself has grown incrementally, and you are applying this new learning in the areas of growth for you. In the fourth house, your home, your history, your unconscious, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And indeed, Aquarius, as always, you have Saturn as a co-ruler to your sign. This, to me, the Eight of Pentacles represents the energy of Saturn. This is you working diligently, hard, all the time, eternally, to such a degree that the mastery of craft that you are experiencing becomes more than something you do. It becomes a love. And for the ability to work, to craft, to work with your hands, to make, to create and build is a primordial instinctual need for many of us. This also can apply to something like being in the garden, why it feels so good to dig in the dirt. So I see you as really resting on this ability to work on yourself, work on all the levels, all the areas of your life that you're wishing to receive a reward, a benefit from, devotedly. And the seventh house, where your significant others are, we have the Lovers. The Lovers indicates a choice you have that is based on experience, discriminating the best way forward for yourself. This means that you are able to recognize opportunities for your long-term growth over short-term gratification. And where the Lovers can be relevant to your relationship, you may have an opportunity to close out a relationship, choose a relationship, but primarily this is based on your relationship with yourself as you have been healing yourself, a new understanding of who you are, as you are working on all the areas of yourself so that you can stabilize and ground your comfort, your stability, your security, your protection. You are in a position to choose yourself, meaning what is going to speak to your highest potential. Now that you recognize the power that you have to realize something more, something greater in your life, that is what you're choosing. Be that a partnership, a relationship, a goal that you are in pursuit of. I'm going to clarify the Three of Swords with the King of Swords in the second house, the Eight of Pentacles, a repeat in the third house. I love repeats because they're confirmations of how hard you've been working. And what's interesting, Aquarius, is the King of Swords is showing you mastering this ability to facilitate conversation and gain new ideas, your strength in listening. So you are able to hear new information by facilitating the discussion and the discourse, the communication of others. You're open to not only new perspectives, but the versatility of perspectives and truths that exist within your community, your team, and facilitating that, nurturing that, so that you are the one who is gaining by the convening of all of this fresh new information. You are indeed working hard on building this community of conversation, this discourse, this ability to train, educate, instruct others. You may be creating a very specific program to that end. And this naturally contains those teacher vibes, those leadership vibes, where you are able to delegate responsibilities and give instructions, create a blueprint or a plan for others to follow. The Eight of Pentacles in the fourth house is clarified by the Page of Cups in the fifth house and the Queen of Cups in the sixth house. The Queen of Cups is very much about your learning to receive from your efforts. And this is a big learning curve for so many of us in this society that teaches us to work, 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 build, 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 have. And it does not necessarily instruct us on how to appreciate what already exists within us and within our environment. So this is you really learning, as well as your phenomenal ability to build, to be grounded, how to support yourself in order to do this work, how to fuel yourself, how to love and nurture yourself, so that you are having a tremendous opening of creative ability. And this creative ability impacts on the way that you're working with others. This is important because your facility at leadership is allowing you to not to relinquish some of the responsibilities and duties of that leadership, to share that with others. And that allows you a chance to learn, to really understand what it is that your heart is building, what it is that you still may need that others may not have recognized, but that you are now opening up to, what ways in which you can express yourself more creatively. You can imagine possibilities that you don't have to build, but you can think about, you can contemplate, you can entertain them as a result of the ideas and conversations you are having. The 7th house with the Lovers is clarified by the Hermit, and the 8th house and the 3 of Pentacles in the 9th house. This reading is reflecting very much the kind of community that I believe the world is building. This is not the community that we see in the media or in the headlines, but this is away from the spotlight, the way that we as individuals are building our own resources and heart strength, heart energy, in order to work more effectively with others. It is that peace within that results in a peace outward in the world. The Hermit card is indicating this facility, again, to pull in and to seek answers from within, to revisit your sense of authority, and to consult those authorities and teachers you recognize. But that is all to reassert what it is you came here to do and who you are, and to be able to teach others what you have learned on this quest within. This is to the impact of collaborating again and working with others in such a way that you're not merely recreating some service or product that has existed or that you've created before, but you're elevating the quality and the value of whatever it is you're collaborating on with others. It is the quality, it is the efficiency, it is the working smarter and more flexibly that is creating this beautifully abundant experience for you in which to grow, to continue to open up your heart and your imagination. The Wheel of Fortune in the 10th house is clarified by the Lovers, a repeat in the 11th house, and the Empress in the 12th house. So many of these readings are looking like relationships, and I'm definitely sensing, as I quite often say, this relationship with self really eclipsing this desire to give to another. There is now an understanding that this relationship with self that I've built with my higher self, with my greater potential, with my deservedness and worthiness for more, is really what fuels all of my relationships as I step more and more into my power, I am always choosing myself when I am choosing a relationship. If that relationship is meant for me, is meant for my long-term health and growth. This is you really understanding that you are enough. You are complete and you are whole. And this is really underscoring the potential for creativity, generation of wealth, of grounded, productive manifestation. I'm going to finish this out, Aquarius, with an oracle card from the language of flowers and the crystal oracle and Amazonite turned over. And the key words are life purpose. I'm fully aligned to and living my life purpose. I thank you, as always, Aquarius, for an amazing reading. Until next time, Namaste.